Good morning, everyone. Jim Laird joining you live from Grand Pacifica, Nicaragua. It is an absolutely beautiful day here today. The temperature is much milder, got a little bit of a breeze. It is absolutely awesome. We got a pretty good wind gusts here. That's why I'm up here on my balcony overlooking the ocean, and I've got my upstairs bedroom has a sliding door completely open. I pulled my my table back here, so I'm kind of inside the room, outside the room. I can show you actually, so you can see it's pretty cool how it's set up. So it makes it really neat that I can do that up here, be sheltered from the wind, and still do my broadcast outside. Had a little bit of an internet issue this morning. That's why I had to reset everything. That's why I'm a little bit behind today, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day here. So it's been really fun actually being here with less gym equipment. There's some dumbbells I brought. Dr. Stillman brought me some sandbags down. I've got a kettlebell, a Stormtrooper kettlebell. There's a couple real basic things at the over at the resort. We're about to change that here shortly. We're about to start building the first part of my outdoor gym. We're going to put up like a playground type, gymnastics type area. Obstacle course, you might call it. We're going to put that up first just to kind of get some momentum and get things rolling. But plus to give me more things to do. But I'm incorporating some interesting things. On the back of my house here, I've got stairs to come up here. So every day I've been doing a brisk walk up and down those stairs, 8 or 10 times. I've been I need to do a little more walking than I have been. I will do that. A lot of it is I'm in flip-flops all the time. And then you just put some shoes on and actually go for a walk, particularly on hard surfaces. You don't want to walk around barefoot on cement. That's not good. Your brain doesn't really know what to do with that. Your brain, when you're walking around barefoot, your brain kind of needs like the dexterity of your foot. It can really cause a lot of problems if you're walking around barefoot on cement all the time. But on soft surfaces, go knock yourself out. But so I'm incorporating a lot of stairs, and then every other day I'll actually sprint up the stairs. There's actually over at the resort, there's a 5-story. One of their condos has a set of five flights of stairs. So I've been going over there and going up and down the stairs. So that's been fun. I'm getting a little motorcycle delivered today, like a little tiny 150cc dual sport, which is like a cross between a dirt bike and they don't have big motorcycles here, which you don't want a big motorcycle here. One, the gas is really expensive. Two, when you're riding down the roads, there's all sorts of dogs and all sorts of things. So you don't want a bike that's like super fast. Plus you want to be able to take your bike on the beach. You want to be able to go on some of the side roads. There's a lot of shortcuts around here. They're more like dirt type roads. And my Pathfinder just does not get the greatest gas mileage. So it's not a great, it's great for running to the beach with my sandbags or doing grocery runs down the street. But having a little bike is great because you'll get 600 kilometers to a tank of gas, which is tank of gas is like about $3. So that's much more economical. So today we're going to get into what most people don't understand about stress. And a really good book to read on this is, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers by Robert Sapolsky. That was a book I read years ago. I first started learning about the effects of chronic stress when I ended up with ulcerative colitis, and that was like around 2010. And I really dove deep into this stuff. And what most people don't realize, we are designed to survive. Like our bodies prioritize survival above anything else. And it will do all sorts of things to your posture. It will shut systems down in your body just to keep you alive, hoping that things will get better eventually. So, say you get chased, you get chased by like some sort of predator. It's you're living a couple hundred years ago, you get chased by a predator, or there's somebody, something or somebody trying to kind of find you or hunt you down. The higher your levels of cortisol, the lower your secretion of melatonin. Okay. Most people don't realize that there's an inverse relationship. So the higher the cortisol, the lower the melatonin. That's why Dr. Stillman will recommend people take high doses of melatonin that are under stress to kind of help them break free from that loop. A lot of people will kind of poo-poo using, melatonin, but taking melatonin in high doses from time to time just to break you out of the stress loop is very helpful. And with the caveat that you're going to learn how to manage that stress. So, you say you're chased by several predators, or there's something, there's a lot of like, usually you'd get chased by a predator and it'd be done. But if your body thinks it's under a lot of chronic stress and your life is in danger, it's not going to allow you to sleep as deep, right? So the problem is that your body doesn't know the difference between you like running from a bear and you having a fight with your significant other, or you're having a bad relationship problem, or you're in traffic and you're yelling at people and people are cutting you off. We have so much chronic stress in our world today at a low level, then we don't have the manual labor to offset that it really affects our body's ability to do the rest and digest thing, right? So it's very important that, a lot of people that we deal with in the coaching practice or in the medical practice, they just don't have a good system of relaxing and winding down before bed. And also, I think with our modern world, because particularly in Western culture, like, people here just don't get stressed over stuff. Like, they almost just don't care, which can have its advantages and disadvantages, but they go up over things that really don't matter, right? Like, it was interesting. We had a couple of Austria visit here, and they were looking at property here, and we were talking, and this is a great property, but obviously there's things when you're building a new property in the middle of nowhere, there's things that people don't like, and the guy from Austria who lives in Panama, he's deal with the same thing when you have people, or particularly Western cultures, or they call gringos, that don't have anything to do. They tend to complain a lot. So I think in Western culture, because we have it so well, we've all got air conditioning. We can go to the grocery store. We don't have to do hard manual labor for our food. All our needs are met. We have a tendency to be ungrateful. We have a tendency to get stressed out about things that really don't matter. So the first step is like, just roll with it. Like, how many things in the day that go wrong? Like, is it really that big a deal that your food's taking an extra 10 minutes? Or is it really that big a deal that somebody cut you off in traffic? Do you really have to get out of your mind about it? And that's something you have to decide for yourself. But is it worth getting worked up over stuff that really doesn't matter in the long run? Probably not. And then, are you doing things throughout the day to lower your stress and to calm yourself down, lower your cortisol burden? And so, and that's one of the reasons too, that people are in high stress when they fast, okay, or they do carb restriction for a while. They might have issues sleeping because serotonin issues. And then also, the higher that cortisol load is, if you're fasting, cortisol load's going to be a little higher. The higher that cortisol load is, and carbohydrates help manage cortisol, the less melatonin you're going to produce. And you combine that with people not going outside and getting natural, which helps produce melatonin. It's kind of this symphony of destruction, right? Chronic stress with no light exposure, combined with, just not being able to chill. And then they turn into an overbreather and they start breathing too much. They turn into a mother, and then you just can't get out. So I like to tell people to do like a reset, like sit in child's pose, breathe in nose, out through your mouth for deep breaths. Have a system at night where the lights go off, you start winding down. I mean, this isn't the time. There are emergencies where we have to work on stuff. Like, I had to send an email out late last night. I got to send an email out earlier in the day, so I had to be up a little later than I liked. Used my blue blockers. I took care of what I had to take care of, and then I went to bed. It was still really early. I go to bed really early here because the sun is so bright here. By the time it sets at the end of the day, you're done. It's 8, 9 o'clock. You're ready for bed, which I actually like. But so there's going to be times that come up that there's going to be emergencies. But if you're taking the chronic stress day to bed with you, it's not going to end well for your sleep and your rest. So there's a few things. There's the breathing drills before bed, 6 to 8 deep breaths, and then calming yourself down, breathing and just as little as you can, and doing that throughout the day as well. Tongue in the roof of your mouth, breathing through your nose. So another thing that you can do is call it like a brain dump. Get a piece of paper and write all in a like, just be crazy honest about it. You swear, do whatever you need to do to get everything out and get it on paper, and that way you can go to bed and go to bed in a relaxed state. But getting your breathing, your rest down, calming down, warm shower, that helps relax you and calm down. Having this system before you go to bed so you can relax. And then throughout the day, the simple things like going for walks outside, more of an observation exercise to manage your stress levels. And then just not, you're welcome, Linda. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Linda says, thank you for the reminder. It's good to see you. Let's catch up soon. Drop me a message. So these are all things you need to work on constantly to counter the effects of modern life, right? Because we need stress. We need stress to survive. It's important for us, for our survival. Manual labor, you got stress, you don't make it. You need to have some stress. But our modern world, the chronic low-level stress has just gotten out of control. And combined with artificial light, it's destroying our sleep. And when you destroy sleep, things just go to hell. So there's a little reminder for you. Most people don't think about the higher your cortisol levels during the day, the less you're going to be able to sleep at night, because your body's just like, rest. We're going to push the rest off until we can truly rest, because the body's like, am I going to prioritize rest and digestion, or am I going to prioritize surviving? And the body's always going to prioritize survival. And that's why it's so important for high-level athletes and people of those such to sleep, have such great sleep and, naps and sleep, people that are high performers, so the body can actually rest and digest and do those things. And that's why a lot of people take performance-enhancing drugs, growth hormone, testosterone, because those things allow you to rest even when you're not resting. But still, that even if you take those things, eventually you'll dig a hole that's just too deep, and those performance enhancing drugs won't be able to pull you out of it. You still have to sleep, you still have to rest, you still have to manage your stress. So there's just a few things for you. Dr. Stillman and I did a webinar on the weekend about things you can do to train and get better results and be a little smarter. We have decided to, our Fundamentals of Wellness coaching group, mastermind group, has been so successful that we ended up in the last sale in January. We added a whole bunch of people to it. Calls are going great. I've got a call tonight. I'm really enjoying them, getting to know people in the course. And we decided we're going to cap it. So I think we only have 8 spots left. And once that's gone, we're going to roll the course out throughout the year at certain times of the year to make sure we don't get too many people in it. And if you sign up now, that includes a consult with me. We get on a call and we'll map out essentially what you need to do. And then the big thing is the accountability, getting on the weekly calls with myself. We've got 2 calls a month with Dr. Stillman and I. I've got 2 additional calls on Saturdays during the midday. So if you're overseas, there's calls at 11 p.m. Eastern. There's calls at 5 p.m. Eastern. There's calls at 8 p.m. Eastern. So there's different times. Also what comes with it is the accountability app, because that's really what it comes down to. Most people fail to get the results they want because they just don't do what they're supposed to do. And having someone there to hold you accountable really makes a big difference in the long run. It increases your probability of having success by a massive, massive amount. So that's available to you. And then if you go to try and sign up for it, if you go to stillmanwellness.com and you click on Join the Fundamentals of Wellness and it's not available, you can buy the course. You can buy the course itself, which you'll still have access to the accountability app. You won't have access to the coaching. But what will happen is when we roll the coaching out again, you'll be the first to know. And then also we'll allow you to take the price of the course off the coaching at a discount. So that's pretty cool. You'll be able to do that. And then when we roll it out, you'll be the first to know when we roll out, open the course up again, or the coaching up again, so to speak. And you also want to get on our email list this week. This Thursday's topic is mold. So Dr. Stillman's going to go all into mold. We call it mold secrets. I don't know, all the dangers of mold, what you can do to protect yourself, prevent things from happening. That's this week's topic. We do a new topic every week, and that's added to the fundamentals of wellness, wellness secrets in that course. So you're constantly getting updated content. And then, of course, if you're in the fundamentals of wellness, you get to ask us questions. If you're in the fundamentals of wellness coaching course, and then you can, let us know what you want us to talk about in the lesson every week. And if you're on the email list, you get to get in on those. All you got to do is go over to Stillman Wellness. There'll be, what is today? Today, Tuesday. So tomorrow night, there'll be an email going out that'll give you access to that lesson on Thursday. And you can also watch the replay if you can't watch it live. And all the coaching calls are recorded and are updated almost instantaneously, excuse me. And then there also timestamps are added to it. So you can go through and search for topics and things that if you're looking for, it's there for you forever. And then you can always email me with questions if you can't make the call. So I hope you guys have yourself a great day. Make sure you take the time during the day to take little breaks, to walk, to relax. Try and breathe through your nose as much as you can. You should be breathing through your nose as little as possible throughout the day, slowing your respiratory rate down. Do a couple deep in through the nose, out through the mouth, a long pause, just to kind of slow your roll and to calm yourself down. Make sure you're doing plenty of walking and just low-level activity to help manage stress as well. And I think you'll find yourself, especially today with all the craziness that's going on, that's things that just make absolutely no sense. It's really easy to get spun out about that, and surround yourself with positive people. If you've got people in your life that are constantly Debbie Downers, you might want to reevaluate your social group. So have yourself a great day. Make sure you get outside today, and we will see you tomorrow.